up everybody and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. Ramadan Kareem to everybody who's celebrating and good luck. I know some people already have started fasting and the rest of the world will start fasting tomorrow. So good luck to everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. If you don't know, we are a Manchester United fan channel. And we are based in South Africa, and we'd like to be the biggest fan channel that's outside of Europe. So don't forget to subscribe, and hopefully we can achieve that goal one day. But on to tonight's video. So basically tonight it's going to be mostly about transfers. There's not a lot happening in the football world with regards to Manchester United. Obviously, we are playing Granada on Thursday. Yeah. And we are playing Burnley on Sunday. And I just want to have a bit of a chat about the league table. I mean, I spoke, I think it was in my last video, about what we need to do and trying to close the gap on Manchester City, but the gap's not that big. The gap is, well, it's currently 11 points, but Manchester United have a game in hand, and that brings it down to 8, and there's still 18 points up for grabs until the end of the season, and it's gonna be, Manchester City is gonna win the league. They're definitely gonna win the league, because in order for Manchester United to catch them, they need to lose 3 games out of that 18 points, and Manchester United obviously need to win basically all the games, or at least, yeah. So if they lose the next 3 games and Manchester United win the next 3 games, United will be on top of the table again, but it's not gonna happen. So so if they do lose three games, it won't happen like consecutively. So obviously, yeah, it's a possibility, but it's highly doubtful. I don't think it's gonna happen. Anyway, tonight it's mainly about transfers. There's just been a little talk around the media lately with regards to transfers, and the 2 main positions that the club's looking at, if you don't know, it's the centre back position, which has been coming up. Solskjaer and the club is aware. I mean, if it's coming up the whole time, if it comes up once, the thing is, like, everybody gets linked with Manchester United. Like, it's just like a thing. Everybody gets linked with Manchester United. But if something will normally come up and it will die down, and then you'll know, okay, that was just some journalist trying to make their buck. But if it comes up constantly, you know, okay, this is serious, and there's many sources obviously speaking to the club and putting out this information. And something that has come up quite a bit was the centre back position and the striker position, and obviously the CDM position. And you guys should know how I feel about the CDM position. I think it's a position that needs to be filled. It should be priority. For me, it should be priority. I think that midfield is, I think, if you're looking at the Premier League, I think Manchester United actually has one of the weakest centre midfield. I'm not going to say pairing, but just depth. I'm going to say weakest centre midfield, like just depth. So we have Pogba and we have Van der Beek who can play there, but we lack a CDM, and Pogba's not going to play there because we lack a CDM. and Van der Beek. He doesn't get game, but he's definitely not going to play there because we don't have a CDM. And so Ollie has basically been using McFred, which is McTominay and Fred, um, in that position because we don't have a CDM, and they bring a lot of energy, but they bring very little quality, and they can both be very good players, but they both need to polish up. But at the end of the day, they're not CDMs. Neither one of them. Fred is, I don't know. Fred is. I would say they both box to box midfielders. But Fred is more. I don't know about Fred. Like he seems like he's more a player that builds up play. But his passing sometimes is awful. McTominay is more of a high energy. Yeah, I think he also needs to work on his passing, but McTominay bringing like that work rate going back and forth, I think he's very good at that. Especially if he's not like uh, anchored to that midfield position, he's very good at going forward. I mean, if you think about the Leeds game, just like how devastating McTominay can be, if he's given the license to do what he or what's natural to him. Um, he likes arriving late and causing problems. And he arrives quickly. He's a very physical. He's an athlete. But they both can be good sentiments, but they're not Manchester United sentiments. Anyway, yeah, that's just my thoughts on the sentiment. I honestly think that is the position that needs to be replaced. And I'll repeat it so many times because I strongly believe it. But in the media, so I think I'm first going to talk about the one because I haven't spoken about it. It is Harry Kane in the match. It's not new news. It's a, it's about a week old, and it was being reported quite a bit in the game leading up to the Tottenham game on the weekend. Basically, that Harry Kane it's saying that he wants to be linked, that he wants to move to Manchester United. That's what the reports are saying, but that's what the reports are always saying. But ultimately, Harry Kane wants to leave Tottenham if they do not um, if they do not make the Champions League. And Sunday's result just it it really dampened the chances of Tottenham making the Champions League spots. I mean, it's still possible. Let me just check the table. It's still very possible, but I mean, there's so many teams in that scrap for the top four, and me personally, I think it's gonna be Chelsea. I think they're gonna make that spot. So top fours off the top of you, you guys are probably gonna clip me on this. So I think it's gonna be Manchester City. Obviously, I if Manchester United don't finish second, it's not the end of the world, but it will be quite sad, or frustrating, I guess. I don't think sad's the right word, but the points gap. This is why I need the table open. I know the points gap between Manchester United and Leicester after the win on Sunday is so it is. So Manchester United is on 63 points and Leicester's on 56 points. So what is that? That is about that's about 7 points, 7 or 8 points just off the top of my head, which is a good gap. And if we didn't have Europa League, I would have confidently said we're going to finish second. But because we have Europa League, it puts a big strain on the team. I don't think it's really the playing on the Thursday that puts the strain on the team. It's the traveling and when they get back um, to Manchester that puts a strain on the team. And Ollie really needs to manage this. Um, I think it's doable. I think he can win the Europa League. He mustn't. You know what Ollie does? He takes he takes he takes like cup games for granted. I think he has taken games for granted, but he's also obviously tried to rotate his team, so it's a bit of give and take from him. So like it's a bit his fault, but also he can't help it. I mean, he needs to give players a rest, and obviously the cup games is where you think that's gonna happen, and he's messed up many times. So if he might burn out the team, but I think he should stick to what he knows because that's what he done. That is what he's done throughout the season. He hasn't really used the squad. He likes to use his first 11 plus maybe 2 or 3 players. He hasn't really used the squad, and that's why Van der Beek hasn't really gotten game. And myself, and I know, I don't think there's a Manchester United fan out there that thinks Van der Beek is a bad player. But Ollie doesn't really use the squad. He just uses what he knows. But in cup games, he's tried to use the squad and it's never worked out. And I think because it's never worked out, he doesn't really give players a rest. I mean, Maguire, he's going to get his first rest now against Granada because he's banned for this game. And Eric Bailly is going to come in. We know Eric Bailly is fit, and I think Tuanzebe is actually injured, so that's unfortunate for him because those two, they're always fucking injured. They're always injured, and it's unfortunate. I just need to double check, but I did hear some reports that Tuanzebe is injured. But anyway, Kane wants to leave. The price tag on him is 120 million, which is quite high, especially due to the fact that I think it will be better to not go for Kane now. Even though Manchester United want a striker, I think Cavani needs to stay, and I think there needs to be a rotation between Cavani and Greenwood. Greenwood, next season, I think it's going to be his third season. He's been experienced. His first season, I mean, if you just think about Greenwood's career, you think his first season, he hit the ground running, and it built up all this confidence, and everybody's seen that he can become this great player. And then this season, I think it was a good season for him because it was a testing season, not only on the pitch but also off the pitch. He obviously had that whole England situation, and besides the England situation, he had. Sorry, I just need to. Yeah, so he had that England situation, and then he also had his friend that died, and then on the pitch, I'm pretty sure that everyone knew about him, so they knew he could shoot on his right foot and his left foot, and we saw this happen to Riyad Mahrez even. It happens to all players. All players, they get studied. And in his first season, I don't really think people knew, even though he went the whole season doing it, I don't really think people truly understood how good Greenwood was. And he's young, they didn't understand his ability on both feet. And this season, I think people have found him out, and they understood the power that he has with both feet, and he showed that again with Tottenham. He managed to break through, but not only has he now managed to break through, I think it's sometimes you need to hit that brick wall, and Greenwood has really hit that brick wall this season, but now it's improving his game in a way that maybe, like, like you see, he gave that ball to Cavani. So if he can realize that he doesn't always need to go for goal because the the attackers, or I mean the defenders of the other team, they're always gonna think if he's always gonna go for goal, he's not gonna win because they're always gonna maybe put two players on him when he's in the box, and they're gonna shut him down the whole time. But now if he's gonna not always be selfish and change it up a bit, which every player needs to do um, to develop the game, especially because he's playing on the wing. But even if he's playing as a striker, I mean, sometimes providing for your teammate and being unpredictable like that really helps you. And we saw he produced a brilliant ball to Cavani for that header. And I just think Greenwood next season, he's really I think next season is Greenwood's season, and I don't know if he should play every game, but if we have Greenwood and Cavani, I mean spending 120 million on Harry Kane who has an injury every season, he's gonna bag you 20 goals. I mean he's guaranteed to do that, but there's other issues in the team, and it's again Harry Kane, Haaland. I mean like Haaland's going for 180 million, like Manchester United are linked with this player who's going for 180 million. And there's another report that came out, I don't know the source, but they are saying that uh, his agent wants him to be the first player to be earning 1 million a week. That's ridiculous. 1 million a week, like who earns 1 million a week? I've heard of players earning like half of that, but 1 million, like that's crazy, and it's in a mess. If any club will take that on, I think I don't Manchester City. I don't think they'll take that on. And obviously, it's just speculation. I'm not sure how strong the report is, uh, but it can mess up wage structures. It's not just paying out the money; it's more than that, and paying 180 million and then paying 1 million a week, it's not. Is it worth it? Is it, like, I understand he brings you tons of goals, but is it really worth it? And the other issue is with Ireland. Who's his agent now? Mino. His agent is Mino. What's his surname now? Mino Raiola. Haaland's gonna be at your club for 1 or 2 seasons, and then the next thing you know, Mino Raiola, he's gonna be speaking to other clubs because that's just the kind of guy he is, and it's definitely, he's so good, but there's so many issues that he could potentially bring to your club, and I just don't think it's worth it. I don't. And this report, with regards to Kane, it's come from goal.com. And then the other report is Varane. So Real Madrid has one of the oldest squads in Europe at the moment. If you look at the midfield, if you look at the defense, they have Ramos, they have Benzema is coming into, well, Benzema is not one of the oldest in the squad, but they're one of the oldest squads, and Zidane's gonna have to do a whole rebuild with that squad, and with the rebuild, especially in the current climate of COVID, no fans in the ground, basically, I think it's Manchester Evening News, yeah, Manchester Evening News is reporting that with so okay, I'm putting this across wrong. So the report is coming from Manchester Evening News, but the actual article is coming from Gary Neville. So Gary Neville said that that Varane will be the perfect centre back partner for Harry Maguire, and I think they're around about the same age. Me personally, I don't really watch Spanish football. If I'm being honest, I only watch the Premier League. and the Champions League. So when I see Real Madrid, it'll be in the Champions League. It won't be in La Liga. Um, but Gary Neville has come out and he's said that he's basically urging Manchester United to go for Varane, and Manchester Evening News is basically saying that it's they agreeing with Gary Neville, and they're saying it's highly possible because of this rebuild basically that Real Madrid has to do, and COVID, and like I said, there's no fans in the ground, and basically the reason why it's possible is because with the rebuild, uh, Real Madrid have to generate funds basically, and they've also been linked with Jerome. So I know he's an older player, which is weird because on the one hand they're speaking about the rebuild, and the other hand they're speaking about the rebuild and bringing the age down of the squad. On the other hand, they're speaking about Jerome Boateng, and he's been there, and there's also that whole situation with Ramos. He's been linked with Manchester United, but the guys don't buy that. He's just looking for a new contract at Madrid. But I don't know. Like I don't know how I feel about it. You guys can let me know down in the comments below how you guys feel about it. But I feel like Varane has been around for a long time, and to make it at Madrid, it doesn't just take any Tom, Dick, and Harry. But with Harry Maguire, like I've said in the past, you need a centre back with specific traits to complement Harry Maguire, and Eric Bailly would have been the perfect guy, but obviously he's been linked away. I think he's been linked to Inter. I'm not sure. I'll need to go check on that. But he's been linked with a move away, and there was contract talks maybe about a month ago with regards to Eric Bailly, but he obviously came out. I don't know if you guys know. Eric Bailly came out and he said that he's not going to sign a new contract because he feels that Manchester United just wants to make more money of him. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I think that is the case, but obviously that contract talks has now died out, and he's basically just been linked with a move away so that we can make some money of him. And when we sell him, there will only be Lindelof and Twanzebe, and Jones, don't count Jones. So Twanzebe, Lindelof, Maguire. Yeah, so there will be three. Twanzebe, obviously the youngster, and Lindelof and Maguire. Lindelof's probably going to sit bench, and Maguire, obviously. I don't know what. If I get into this whole Maguire situation, I feel like that's a video or a segment on its own, but something must have happened when Maguire signed that contract. 80 million. 80 million. He's not an 80 million pound. He's not an 80 million pound player. He's just not. And he got the captaincy so quickly. So I know, like when Maguire got the captaincy, De Gea, I think he had the captaincy before Maguire, and De Gea said something in the reports about Manchester United. It's not good enough, blah blah blah. And after that, Maguire got the captaincy, and he wasn't at the club very long. And I don't know what the full story is, but I don't know if maybe there was some clause in his contract, because we paid 80 million for him. Like, what else was wrong with the whole Maguire purchase? But anyway, Ollie lives and dies by Harry Maguire, and everybody just needs to come to terms with that, and we need to get a partner that's going to bring out the best in Harry Maguire. And I don't know if it is Varane, and I don't know if you guys think so. I think maybe I should just take some time to actually maybe watch Madrid in La Liga in a league game, because league and Champions League, it's different, and some players react differently to the league and the Champions League for some weird reason. It happens where a player will be brilliant in the one competition and he won't perform in the next competition. So I think I'll have to go watch a Madrid game to see if I feel that Varane's the right partner for Maguire. But Maguire basically needs somebody. Maguire's good on the ball. You see, he's good at running with the ball. You see him do it all the time. I don't know if he has the best pass. He's no Ferdinand. Ferdinand was so underrated on the ball. If you remember Fergie time back in the day, guys, like there used to be times when Scholes was on the edge of the box, the whole team was pushed up, and with Vidic next to him, and Ferdinand was literally playing centre midfield, and he was just dictating the play, and nobody speaks about it. But Ferdinand he was known for his defensive abilities, but nobody ever gave him credit for his ability on the ball. I'm sure, like, if he really wanted to, he could have been a CDM. He had pace. He was a brilliant defender. He was a very smart defender. Vidic was the hardcore guy. I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna run you over. Ferdinand was the smart guy in that pairing, and you see, if you look at that partnership, they both had different attributes, and together they were rated the best Premier League partnership. And you don't just get rated the best Premier League partnership of all time, basically. And they had different attributes. So Maguire, we know he's big, we know he's strong. Sometimes we wish he was more, what's the word I'm looking for? More aggressive. Sometimes I wish he was more aggressive. But we need somebody that complements Maguire. And Varane could be the man. I mean, he's mature now. How old is he? I think he's 27 or 28. I think he's somewhere there. And he could be that man. He could be that player to build that partnership with Maguire. But yeah, so it's more speculation more than anything else. I don't know about the price, but I haven't looked into Varane. I've looked into Koundé. Konate is obviously... So Koundé, obviously whoever gets linked with Manchester United, one of the other clubs get. Koundé, he's apparently... Chelsea's interested in him. Manchester United can't compete with Chelsea in the transfer window. Konate, apparently is injury prone. But he's also... Apparently it's like a done deal with Liverpool. And so that's also off the table. And that was two of the players that I thought would work perfectly with Maguire. So obviously Varane is now the next one, and maybe I'll have to go do some research into Varane. But what do you guys think about Varane? And then the Mail has the last thing on transfers before I go into that. So ESPN, just a quick thing. ESPN has reported that there are 3 European giants that are interested in Jesse Lingard, and the first one on the list is Real Madrid, second one on the list is PSG, the third one on the list is Inter Milan. Now, if I'm Jesse Lingard, PSG, they have... Where is he going to play in PSG? He's probably going to play in the number 10 position. I'm not actually sure what PSG has there, but I feel like it's tough to get into that PSG team. Like, let's be real, Cavani sat on the bench. He was old, but he sat on the bench. Di Maria sat on the bench there for a period. he's finally found his way into the team. Draxler, who was blown up to be this great up and coming player, he sat on the bench there. I mean, PSG, it's gonna be a tough one to go to PSG and make it. Real Madrid, they are known for destroying players, and I'm just telling God, he wants to play. He doesn't want another situation like Manchester United. So if I'm him, I think he'll be sensational in Italy. I think he'll be sensational in Italy. I don't think if I'm him, I'll go to Italy. I'll either try and stay at Manchester United. You know, he loves Manchester United, and Manchester United loves him. I'm a big fan of Jesse Lingard, but obviously we need to put Manchester United first. And like I said before, I don't think Jesse Lingard is a first team player. He might prove me wrong. If he can play on the right wing and he can do a brilliant job there, I'll take him any day. But he's a number 10, and we have Bruno, and we played Pogba sort of there on the weekend. So I don't think coming to Manchester United if he wants to play is a good idea. But Inter Milan, well, he could stay at West Ham. Jesse Lingard could stay at West Ham. If I'm him, actually, I'd put that high on my priority list. West Ham, they're just outside the Champions League spots. You don't know what's possible. But obviously, you want to go to. Yeah, he's been at the big club. I say you want to always be at the big club, but he's coming of age now, and I'm sure he wants to play week in, week out. So I think West Ham would be a good option for him. If not West Ham and he still wants to be at the big club, I think Inter Milan will be a good option. So that's what ESPN has reported. And then just a closing out thing for the video. Manchester United is they're just moving down on the top 10 most valuable football clubs, and this again goes to this is actually a sad point. This is a sad point. So actually, it's a sad point because it comes back to the owners again and how the club is run. And Barcelona is surprisingly first. So it's Barcelona on 4.76 billion. Then it's Real Madrid on 4.75 billion. Then it's Bayern Munich on 4.22 billion, and then it's Manchester United on 4.2 billion. And it's sad, and I don't know why I'm ending the video basically on this, but it's sad because Manchester United, we have the biggest fan base in the world, and with the biggest fan base, obviously the fans spend a lot of money on the club, etc. But I think the main reason is because the owners keep on taking money out of the club, and it's clearly affecting the club. And not only are they taking money out of the club, they're not investing the money that they do invest in the club. They're not investing it in the correct manner, and it's just moving the club backwards in all aspects. It's moving the club backwards in all aspects. 2 seconds, guys. It's moving the club back in all aspects, and I don't know why. Actually, when I read it's coming from the Mail. It's coming from the Sun, and I think the Mail's also reporting on, but the Sun is reporting on it, and they are just moving the club backwards, and hopefully this new structure that has been set out with John and Darren, and they move the club forward, and not only are they taking money at the club constantly, they're investing it They reinvest in it poorly. If you look at the goalkeeper situation, 4 goalkeepers. The guy is on like £300 a week. I think Henderson is on like 100 a year. Then you have Lee Grant, and then you have that Joel. Can't get to his name now. Like just that goalkeeper situation. There's so much money there. Oh, and then you also have Romero, that's not even in the country because he's not on the squad, but he's getting paid. So like he's chilling, getting paid money. Like the club has been run so poorly, and that's just the goalkeeper situation. And to sort out the goalkeeper situation, the club is gonna lose money, and that's because of the Henderson and the De Gea thing, and this whole. It looks like the club is, or Oli is leaning towards Henderson, and not only Oli, the club as well. If in one of my previous videos I mentioned that the owners is also bigger fans of Henderson, the media is bigger fans of Henderson, so it's leaning towards Henderson, and De Gea is he's gonna be on his way out, and the club is gonna have to pay him, I think it's 35.8 million to buy him out of his contract, and that's just what I'm saying. Like the club is being run so poorly, and money's getting wasted left, right, and center, and there's so much money being wasted. And yes, the club obviously currently all clubs are struggling with COVID and everything, but if the club is run correctly, you can run the club correctly. You can have a better first team. You can the amount of point, like you'll save money, and the team on the field will be good, and that will lead to winning trophies and everything. So Manchester United spent, I think we like, I actually need to go check, but we have the highest wage bill. I know we have the highest wage bill. I think we have spent, we either second or third. So I think it's either City or Chelsea who's first, and then I think we are third. To be so high up on that list of money spent, and just if you look at it, like if you look at how Chelsea spends money, yes, they are behind us in the table, but they spend money so much better. City spends money so much better. We just waste money as a club. We really do, and I really hope that this new system gets all this wasted money used in the right way. I think us all as fans, we want to see that, and I just really hope it happens. And I need to now end this video on a positive note. I'll end it with a smile. I don't know what else to speak about because, yeah, okay. So let me actually speak about this. Shit, I don't actually have it in front of me, but yeah, United, you know, we went to White Hart Lane and we bamboozled Tottenham Hotspurs. We bamboozled them. And Oli, I'm sure you guys saw it. Well, this is off the top of my head, guys. So Oli he came out and he basically said, if my son was lying on the ground for 3 minutes and 10 of his mates had to come and pick him up, he wouldn't give him supper. And Jose obviously fired back, and he said that something about Oli being a bad father and whatever. So this whole, and it started even before that, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said a couple of weeks ago that he took a bit of a jab at Jose and Van Gaal, saying that winning trophies just papers the cracks. And Jose obviously came out now recently and he said that Ole's predecessor, or his predecessor, when he was referring to Sir Alex Ferguson, would disagree with Ole's statement. So it's nice to see that there's a bit of drama in football. I don't know why, but recently it's died out. I miss the days of Sir Alex and Wenger and Jose. Like, there was always entertainment between the managers of the pitch, and that's just seemed to die out. And it's good to see that Ollie has some balls, you know. Us as United fans, we always see him smiling, sometimes after a loss and whatever. And Ollie's showing he has some balls. He can run with the balls, and yeah. So that was me trying to end the video on a good note. I hope I succeeded. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think. Comment on the content that I'm creating. Comment on the issues, or not issues, um, topics in this video. You know, Varane, Kane. I brought up Haaland. I spoke about Lingard. I spoke about the way the club is run. The spat between Oli and Jose. You know, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, it really helps the channel. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification so you know when I go live. Or not, I don't go live, I've just been posting videos. But let me know, guys, and thanks for the support thus far. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys soon. I post a video basically almost every day or almost every second day. So yeah, just hit that bell, and you'll know exactly when I post a new video. Peace out.